Hi everyone, I'm so delighted that you're joining me for this premiere video on my YouTube channel. My name is Cheryl, Word Unbound, and I'm part of the creative team for Pink Paper Peppermints. We're currently working through the 2023 My Heart of Thanksgiving event. It's free to participate in the event, and I'll include a description in the box below to the starter kit. You can jump in at any time and invite you to participate. There will be a prize for those of you who are watching this premiere event and chat with us in the live chat. So watch for that prize. If you miss the premiere, no worries. The prize will be available in Melissa's shop after the video. This is week 2 of the event, and we're studying the armor of God this week. The hymn for this week is The Solid Rock. It's one of the first hymns that I've learned to play on the piano, and it's one of my favorites. The project that I want to make today is going to be using the journaling cards from the event, from the kit. They look like this. You can get them with the scriptures printed on them, or you can get them blank. And Melissa included 3 pattern papers that you can print on the back side. I've printed mine on 110-pound cardstock. And I love this one of the castle with the window. It just reminds me about how castles are built so strongly to stand through the test of time. And it reminds me how Jesus is our rock and our hiding place. He helps us through the battles and the storms of life. And so I wanted to make a folio that can go in my journal that I can use these journal cards with. So I want to show you how to make it. Super simple. We're just going to take a couple of pattern papers from the kit as well. These are the ones that I'm going to be using, and I've got them printed double-sided on 110-pound cardstock. And I'm using on one of them, I've already cut these down. This one I've cut down to 8 inches by 10 inches. The second one I've cut about 3 7/8 by 10.5 inches. So let's score these and get to folding. So the first one, the larger piece, I want to score at 4 inches. And then you would score it at 8. I'm going to turn it around since my scoreboard only goes to 6 and score it at 2. Then I'm going to fold these creases. And that is going to be the base of our folio. We're going to use this second piece to add to this 2-inch flap here. So we're going to take this piece and score it at 2.5. So now what we want to do is we're going to glue this piece to this 2-inch flap here, and that will make a tuck spot on this side, and then we'll have our pocket here on this side. So let's do that. So I'm just going to glue the top, the side, and the bottom, and then I'm going to attach this piece to that, just inside that score line. And you can see why I made this a little bit smaller than 4 inches, about 3 7/8, so that it will fit inside this folio. And there we go. That's going to create that pocket there. And then what I want to do is to glue on either side of this pocket to create a pocket there. And that is the base of our folio. So we've got a trifold folio with a tuck spot here and a pocket here. But let's do something a little interesting with this. I'm using, again, this journal card here of the castle window. And what I have done is I blew that up to about 200%, by about 200%. So this is about 8 inches tall, the same height as our folio. And I'm gonna cut this out so that, and I wanna follow that arch line. So I wanna keep that arch at the top. And so I'm gonna cut that out, and then I want to glue that to the front of my folio. And I want just a tiny border around the edge of my folio. So I'm gonna glue that to the front. And I need to trim off this top part here just a little bit to fit better the top of my folio. Then I'm gonna glue that to the front of my folio. Now what I wanna do is I'm actually gonna trim my folio so that the top of it follows that same curvature of that arch in the window. I've just got all 3 pieces folded at the same time. Got my folio closed, just cutting all 3 panels at the same time so that my folio has this arch feel to it. I don't know about you guys, but the weather has been changing here in my area, and it has affected my voice and sinuses and everything. So here we go. Here's my final finished folio. So let's add some journal cards. So let me show you a couple things that I've done with some of the journal cards that came in the kit. And I hope you can see this on camera, but I added a little bit of silver to this lady's crown. On this one, I added some embossing powder. I used an embossing pen and traced those scroll lines and added some embossing powder on there just to give it a little shimmer and shine. And then for this one that was in the window, which was my favorite, I cut out this window here and used some packing tape and just laid that over the top of that window. And then pieced it back together on some paper. And then it gives it that shimmer so it looks like that window is actually glass. I just thought that was so cool. But now if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I love a good shaker card. So I took the blank versions of this journal card here, cut 2 of them out, cut a hole in one of them, of course, and added, then I cut out this girl here, added some gemstones to her crown because who doesn't love gemstones, right? Added some shaker pieces to it and made a shaker card out of this journal card. I thought that was so cute to be able to do that with those journaling cards. So then now what I can do is add these journal cards to my folio wherever I want them. I can even add a pocket on this page and this page here as well. I can add this pocket here, this shaker card, I can add as a pocket on one of these pages as well. Let's add some things to our front of our cover. So I've got some ribbon And I'm going to use this piece from the kit and just add that to my front cover. So I'm just going to add a little glue onto this ribbon. Lay that down. Add some glue to this flag. Ephemera. Reminds us to stand firm in who he is and what he's done for us. And so there we go. Then I can add some journaling. Add this then to my journal, and my folio is complete. So I hope that I've given you some inspiration today to using the journal cards that come in the kit. I appreciate you being here and watching the live premiere. And I hope that you commented in the chat box, because then you get this prize that Melissa is going to be linking. It'll be these pockets. And wouldn't these be cute then to cut out and add to the folio that we just made? I think these are adorable, and Melissa is so generous during the My Heart of Thanksgiving event. So now if you're watching, make sure that you know that tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m., Melissa will be doing another video on her YouTube channel, Pink Paper Peppermints. So be sure to tune in for that and watch Melissa's event tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I'm so glad that you guys have joined me for this premiere video on my YouTube channel. If you like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and you'll subscribe to my channel. If you make this folio, then I hope you'll post a picture over on Instagram and tag me at Word Unbound so that I can see what you've made. Thanks so much for joining me. And until the next time we make a video, happy journaling.